happening? What's popping? Huh?
It is a beautiful time of the year. We are in the season of going into fall, which I do like fall, which is one of my favorite seasons. But if you are new, thank you for listening. You are watching Culture Gumbo. I'm your girl,
Yay, yay.
Shakira.
Yo, I'm excited. Yo,
The
I'm
West Side
excited.
Story.
It's a good show today. Well, I'm excited. We had to take a nice little, jam. I'm saying joint and take care of some business. I'm excited for this week, though. You know what I mean?
Me too. Me too. We took off for 1 week, so I know you guys missed us. I was loving the sun, and that was important. Had a really good time. I went to Jacksonville, Florida.
She was living it up, y'all. She was taking pictures.
I
She
went
was on the beach.
outside. I was outside
The men's was out
officially.
there. They was like, "Oh, Shakira, don't love me like you do."
I need me a country man. I honestly really want a country man, some sort of southernness, like upbringing man, like no northerners, like no northerners.
Wait a
All
minute.
right.
Wait a
Anyway,
minute.
let's get the show started.
How you just gonna come in like I'm your peoples and we ain't together, but like you can't just take shots at me like the ladies out there love me. You know what I'm saying? Listen.
I'm just saying, like, like since we're talking about, hey, I was out in Florida. Florida is considered Southern, right? It's just on the East Coast.
I'm a gentleman, ladies. You know what I'm saying? My skin is luxurious. You know what I mean?
And you lived in Atlanta and now Florida. So you kind of, you're like a Philly,
But see, the thing about Atlanta and Florida that I'm realizing is damn near everybody's an implant.
I know.
Like, even when I lived in Atlanta, like, one of my best friends is from Jersey. Another best friend is from Kentucky. I got another one. Now she's from Atlanta. So, you know what I'm saying? It's a difference. And then in Florida, everybody down here is an implant that I find. Like, it's rare for me to find somebody that's like, yeah, I'm from Florida. Nah, they be from New York.
Everywhere, especially up north, like everywhere else. Like when I was in Jacksonville, I met this woman and she was like, I was born and raised here. And I was like, what? Like, I don't really, even here in Nashville, I don't really see too many people that say they were born and raised here. Most of the time they are from somewhere else. So it's pretty cool.
All right. Well, we got a great show for y'all today. We got some dope conversations and everything we got going on. So let's get into it, Shakira. Let's jump in with our culture news, Joe.
Yeah, so we are talking about what was just released, which is so exciting. I mean, if y'all not excited, I don't know. I can't help you. So President Biden recently announced just this week that he would be going ahead and moving forward with the student loan relief burden that has definitely been on the people of color, such as myself. And if you have had any Pell Grants, he will be pretty much wiping away $10,000 to $20,000 of your student loan debt. I'm just waiting for the full wipe, to be honest, but the reality is, and a lot of people are talking of how much student loans have a pressing burden on Black borrowers, in addition to other people of color that unfortunately don't come from, maybe didn't get a scholarship or full ride or, athletic scholarship or anything of that nature, and they had to get out loans. And a lot of us with these loans, it becomes a plague or something that's over your head, because as you know, with student loan debt, it goes on your credit report. So it was recently announced that that relief of $10,000 to $20,000, and there will be upcoming application coming out. I already went, so if you haven't went to studentaid.gov,
you can't get on the website right now.
No, yeah, you can. You just got to let it keep circling. Trust me, I done been on there. I signed in. I checked my loans, and it says, and then I signed up. You can sign up to be emailed as soon as that application is released, so that you can fill it out and get rid of your at least $10,000 to $20,000 of your debt. And then of course they still have the extension of the loan forgiveness, which is up until October 31st. You can still apply for the loan forgiveness, if a public service loan forgiveness application, which I don't qualify, but if you have a nonprofit employer, any government agency, you work for the state, you can get your loans fully forgiven.
You
Will
work for the White House because you geeked about it. I mean,
I am so excited. Okay. Oh, and I have another announcement, but let's finish this.
So
the government try to kill you.
I appreciate it, but
here he go.
If I'm being honest, this wasn't a campaign, big dog. Like, that's my only. Now you know. now y'all see
not forever, not for the rich folks, because they are upset.
Y'all see me sitting up in my chair, right? So I'm gonna say this, right? I'm appreciative. Like I'm not a person that misses the blessing. I understand the blessing, and so many of my friends also. From what I hear, like 1 in 4 Black borrowers, this is gonna wipe out their debt completely. However, from what I remember, there was a campaign promise to get rid of all of it. You know what I'm saying? I understand that he doesn't have the full power capacity to do that. But when you consider,
but he did push the extension to non-collect further back to December 31st of 2022.
But that's a band-aid. When you consider that, and I know people are gonna say, yo, they wiped out them PPP loans for folks. So you can't tell me that it's not a possibility for them to continue to take care of it. And then I saw Nina Turner on Twitter, which if you're not following her, you can see a lot of what she says. Nina Turner on Twitter was like literally posting like a lot of the information of the promises and stuff like that. And I don't want to be that person that's ungrateful, but I do want to put that out there. With that being said, I think this is going to help a lot of people. And what I can also appreciate is the Pell Grant, the way that he looked into the Pell Grant. To me, that was like listen, Black folks, like I see you, you know what I mean? Because when you consider how many Black people, had Pell Grants.
That Pell Grant, I felt my freshman year, I thought I had hit it big when I got that $1,700 check. I was like, hey, I'm going shopping. I didn't do nothing with it. I went shopping. And
so like, I'm definitely thankful. I definitely would like to see them continue to do more for it. There was a post that someone shared on social media that literally is starting to go viral where they talked about $125,000 is different for white people between Black people. And they talked about how for Black people, if you think about it, if you make $125,000 in your family, yo, you that person in many cases.
We made it.
Saying? And we're stretching that $125,000 to help siblings and family members.
Oh yeah, we giving away. We're
doing a lot in comparison to, you know what I'm saying?
We're really making 60. We make 125. We're really making like 60.
So you know what I mean? So we take that into account. I did think it was funny if you got a chance to see the White House official Twitter account when they started exposing the Republicans and how much their PPP loans were paid off.
Yes.
And I thought that was beautiful. So, man, kudos to Joey B and the big homie Kamala. But I do want to see more work. And coming up in November, man, you know what I'm saying, we got to continue to work and win that house. We got to keep it going because this is only the beginning. Like a lot of times we get to a point where we go and vote or we vote for these major elections, but we don't vote for the ones that truly matter that are in our own backyard. And we got to make sure we stay consistent on that because that's the only way that we're truly going to see all the change we want to see. So shout out to them.
Absolutely. I wholeheartedly agree, but I will take the 20,000.
Oh, most definitely.
And I'm gonna wait patiently.
If you give me a chicken nugget when I've been starting, I'm gonna scoff that motherfucker down and say thank you.
I'm gonna wait patiently for the remainder of my loans to get wiped away because, to be honest, government, I have no plans on paying back my student loans.
Oh. Now, if they watching this show, you're not about to have them auditing me because
I have no plans on paying back these student loans.
The one thing I also want to encourage people to do that are watching is find out if your school is one of those schools that literally are part of the loan forgiveness program. Like, people are literally filling out these forms and they're having their loans completely forgiven.
There are tons of schools, and I feel like I should have went to DeVry because they getting wiped out. I was like, why did I choose the schools that I chose? Because I looked at the list and was like, none of the schools, and I done been to a lot of schools, not one of them.
I'm not even gonna lie to you. I just found out that my school is on that list. And I've been saying from the beginning. So I'm not gonna say much about it. Go ahead,
wipe your debt away. Wipe your debt away.
Well, it's not always a guarantee though either. So I'm saying, of course, you have to look into everything about it. But you go down the rabbit hole and you see stuff, and it's like, from my school, there's 30 different groups out there that are like, yo, you need this and this, and you should do this. And it's
listen, and I follow, so it's this girl from Philly. I don't know if you heard of her, the student loan doctor. If you guys aren't following her and you really want to know more about, she does a lot of free classes. She goes live all the time. She has a text group. And normally I don't promote people on here, but for real, she is the truth. The student loan doctor, she's definitely Philly all the way. But she's been teaching about how to get rid of your student loan debt for several years now, and Airbnb and all that other stuff. She's a great resource, and she's all about helping us get the bag like the rest of the people in this world get in the bag. And it's just because we don't know sometimes. So she's been doing classes all day. I've been getting text messages like, how can you get this $20,000? What you need to do, and all of this stuff. So if you aren't following her, I'm not getting paid for this, but I love when people are really out to help the community. So
definitely.
Next up.
I mean, listen, you was going, so I was like,
I'm done.
Whatever.
Moving on.
Yo, you on one today. Also some great news. Vanessa Bryant won the civil trial that was literally going on, taking place in Los Angeles against some of the first responders that were there during the horrific death of Kobe Bryant, Gigi Bryant, and the other individuals who were lost recently. So if you haven't been able to take a look at it, there were photos going around of the helicopter crash, like gruesome photos of the aftermath of it. Horrible. It was a claim that many of the first responders were actually taking pictures and then sharing them with bystanders. So some of the people who actually were a part of it were firefighters, sheriff deputies who arrived on the scene during that January 2020 collision. They took photos of the carnage, including detailed photos of Kobe and his 13-year-old daughter and their remains. Now, during the trial, it was revealed that the first responders were sharing these photos with people in a bar, including a bartender, while one of the deputies were texting a friend while the two were literally playing video games. So Los Angeles County tried to argue that the images had never been made public and that officials had worked hard to remove them from their phones. However, it was revealed that Vanessa and Chris Chester, who his daughter and wife were also a part of the deceased in that horrific collision, they lived in a constant fear that one day the photos will continue to turn up. Because as we know, it happens. And in the age of social media, unfortunately, people get off on sharing these horrific things.
Right. Unfortunately.
They won a civil case, and Vanessa was rewarded $16 million. Chris Chester was rewarded $15 million. So that's definitely a positive. Now they have requested 30 million for Chester and 40 million for Vanessa. However, it was stated that you can't award too much money for what they went through. So for them, it was a win. Vanessa's planning to actually donate that money, donate her portion of the money to the Mamba and Mamacita Academy.
That's amazing.
What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, yeah, it honestly is not really about the money, and that's why she's donating. It's not about the money. She don't need the money. She cannot get her husband or her daughter back. It is about the principle and the indecency of of humanity. And I remember when, just like yesterday, when it happened, unfortunately, and immediately people were posting. I mean, was able to get a lot of that down, a lot of those images down, but people were posting about how they were pretty much, I want to say, I consider it as mockery, of a legend, but just of a human, period. To be, no one wants to see their families, and this was even before it was actually announced to everybody. So ultimately, I'm really happy that she won. Her and I don't have the other name, but I'm glad that they won. Yes, I'm glad that they won. Because this just needs to teach media a lesson, period. I think they're really, really invasive, and especially in Los Angeles, of course. But that you just can't do what you want and share what you want and not have any consequences behind it. So, and for her to have to even relive this is hard. To have to go to trial, had to go to trial, and but it's okay, because she is continuing the legacy of Kobe Bryant right now by all of the different ventures and things that he ultimately probably shared with her, and now she's taking it to another level. So his legacy and his memories will forever live on, and I am super excited that she got justice for what these people in authority had the nerve to do. So,
I think one of the positive things about it that people are pointing out is that they got the verdict on 8/24, which is Kobe
it's their
Bryant.
number. It's Kobe Bryant numbers, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's actually Kobe Bryant Day.
Oh, it is. Yeah, yeah.
So that's I thought that was amazing. Also,
I feel like that's a whole sign in itself. But
right. So blessings to her and her entire family. Her amazing daughters. They're definitely continuing to push on. I can't imagine what that feels like. So let's kind of continue to kind of hold them together as a family, the way that we do in the culture. I love that.
Right. And I love the support I've seen on social media, and just, because it, like you said, it has to be hard because it's different. Like, grieving is different. Dealing with loss is different, but publicly grieving and publicly dealing with loss, and everywhere you turn, driving down the street, is a picture of your husband and your child that you can't hold or hug, has to be really difficult. So continue to send prayers out to Vanessa, her three kids, her three surviving kids, and the rest of her family. So yeah.
Awesome.
And next up, more justice for inhumane activities by people in authority. Breonna Taylor's defenders were pretty much, I won't say caught, but pled guilty. They were caught. Yeah, they were caught. And former Louisville Metro Police Detective Kelly Gottlieb pleaded guilty to 1 count of conspiracy, admitting that she had the nerve to lie. I mean, that pissed me off. In the affidavit used to obtain the court's approval to raid Taylor's home in March 13th of 2020. I can't believe it's even been over 2 years now.
Yeah.
That Breonna Taylor was shot in her home without a warrant, pretty much, or whatever they want to say. So she admitted falsely to claiming to the warrant affidavit, which I don't know, just it kind of, I don't know. Okay. So Gotlet is one of the former LMPD officers that is facing federal civil rights charges connected to this deadly raid that did not have to happen. And two of them, former LMPD Detective Joshua James and former LMPD Sergeant Kyle Meany, were also involved in preparing and approving the false search warrant, according to prosecutors. So there's a lot to this story, and I'm really happy. It's just, you can't bring her back. And although her family is happy, it took 2 years, over 2 years, for this to come out. And eventually, they say karma's a bee, but it eats you up inside to sit there and lie about something that caused someone else to die a wrongful, horrible death that should not have happened. So I don't know. What are your thoughts on this story?
I'm mad as shit because it further justifies what we keep saying about the police being out of control. Like, and it doesn't. And I hate when you say stuff like this and the people are like, oh, you're saying every cop. No, we're not saying every cop. But the fact of the matter is, when you got hella rotten apples, big dog, and they touching the other apples, shit, you become rotten too. Like,
yeah.
They took this young lady's life, which almost like they were trying to prove a point. Like, you prepared and you approved a false search warrant. And then one of your partners literally used excessive force to go into the apartment and fired multiple shots. So I don't understand what would drive you to do. Like, you wanted to try to catch somebody so bad that you not only did it in the wrong way, but you even got the wrong person.
That's what I'm saying.
And we have to sit here and we have to take this as a win. And I don't take it as a win. It's more frustrating to me because but that's how they want to, that's how the media is spinning it right now. Like, oh, this is a win. It's not a fucking win, yo. Like, she's not here. Her family is still mourning. Her boyfriend, which not only went through it, thankfully he got acquitted of the charges because all he was doing was defending his damn self. Because from what I understand is they didn't even fucking fully acknowledge themselves when they came in. If you come in my home unannounced at 3 a.m, I'm fucking shooting back too. What do you expect? Like, it's frustrating. It doesn't make it better. I'm glad the cover-up has been exposed. I still want more justice to be served. To me, this is not enough.
No, I want laws to be changed. Yeah. That's what we're not seeing. We need laws to be changed. You cannot just, like, the fact that a warrant that is supposed to be like a legitimate piece of paper document that's signed, sealed with substantial evidence to back a warrant was able to be signed and falsified by multiple people. Something's wrong with the system. I mean, we know something's wrong with the system, but the fact of the matter is there has to be some real changes happening, because if not, who's to say this isn't going to happen again? Which, come on, we go back to back with the RIPs, we go back to back with the justice for this person and justice for that person, and especially in the African American culture and Latino, and like, it's way more.
There was an officer who just literally resigned for excessive force with a young lady who had her kids in the car and she was pregnant. So it's like, this shit doesn't stop. It just kind of continues. And at some point, it's like,
are we having these hate conversations? Like, we talk about mental health all the time when it comes to us and everything that everybody has been through. But when you're on that force, like, or when you're an officer, quote unquote, like, their jobs never stopped during the pandemic, after the pandemic. And so my thing is, when are we going to check the mental space of them? Because I don't think that that's happening enough. And also the hate space, right? Like, there's tests you can kind of take for each person to figure out, like, do they have hatred? it's different to not, I could say, oh, I don't like a white person, and that's not the truth right now, but I can say that and not hate them. You know what I mean? I could just say, oh, I don't like that white person or whatever and not hate them. But when I say I don't like a certain white or a white person and I really hate them, there's another different emotional whole aspect that comes behind that. And I think that that's not what, being attacked. But anyway, we still have so much more to cover. So I'm going to stop this.
No, I mean, and you're absolutely right. And like, it's just one of those things where I just want people to understand that it's not something where we feel it and then like a month later it disappears. Like we have to be diligent because we never know. It could be somebody we love next, Lord forbid it, you know what I'm saying? It could be us next. So like there's something we have to be diligent in, especially with continuing to make changes, with continuing to push for change. I love the activists that are out there. I was actually in a Zoom meeting with some individuals in Florida who are actually working on being a part of stuff. So definitely looking to work with them also. So yeah, man, I don't know, man. Let's just move on. Oh man.
So speaking of the main ingredients and the main things that we're going to talk about today, one person that keeps popping up is P. Diddy, Love, Puffy, whatever you want to call him. He's in the social media spotlight right now. One, he put out this post on Instagram and kind of went live and wanted to talk about how he feel R&B is dead, and compared to maybe the 90s and 2000 artists, based on the artists today, that he doesn't feel like they're real R&B artists anymore. My thoughts on that: R&B is evolving. I don't think R&B is dead. I think old school R&B is dead. I think there are a lot of artists that cannot sing. But I also think that compared to 80s artists, when 90s artists came out, they were considered to not be able to sing based on the 80s artists, because some of them could really blow. So I think that in the sense of real singing, that is slowly diminishing. But I do believe that the craft of R&B is still here. I am an R&B lover, but I do think that with time evolves and things change, and it depends on what the generation wants. So there's nice artists out here that can blow, but most of them are not main artists. So it also depends on what you're looking for. Because
what do you mean when you say main artists?
Main street artists, like I don't want to put names out.
Hey, what's mainstream artists out here that's killing R&B right now?
There are. No, that's what I'm saying. I do like her, right? You have Money Love. I think she can sing. Although you don't like her on and on, but I think she can sing. I just think that it's different.
I think she's an amazing singer.
But
the thing is, bro.
No, we're not going to get back into that. Moving on. So clearly he doesn't like the fact of social media killing songs, and
yes,
hers was one.
Issue, bro.
Okay. So but I also feel like you're not going to have, like, when Mary J. Blige came out, she was considered to be a horrible singer. As time has changed,
I remember that.
She actually went and got vocal lessons, to be real with you. She did, put that out there, and she does sound 10 times better than she did when she first came out. So I feel like every artist has room to grow, and R&B is not dead. It's just on a different wave right now, and I'm for all of it, honestly.
I don't know if I'm gonna say a different wave, because you still got stuff out there. I mean, Jasmine Sullivan just released an amazing album.
Yeah, but she's an underrated artist.
Jasmine Sullivan is not underrated. If I'm not mistaken, Jasmine Sullivan didn't she win like a
No, she does win awards. I'm not gonna say that, but what I'm saying is she top
tier. She's top tier.
She's
Ain't
top
too many.
like Jasmine Sullivan and
you got Jasmine Sullivan, you got Ari Lennox, you got Kehlani, you got her, you got Ella Mai. Like R&B is out here and it's
but
dope.
it's a different, some of them sound the same. Let's be real. Some of these artists, some of this R&B all sounds the same right now.
Some of it is not R&B though. Like some of it is like more like trap and beat. Like you know what I'm saying?
Right. So that's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. Like the evolving, like everybody's mixing a little bit of here, a little bit of there. Because if you ask some of these same artists that you just mentioned what their favorite artist is, they're gonna go to the 90s artists because they were daggone born in like 95, you know,
that's the
2000.
That's the epitome of what R&B is. Like even Puff, Diddy, Sean, Love, whatever you want to call Big Dog, even he benefited from it. Like his biggest hits come from mixing it up with R&B and recreating it. Like one more, like every Diddy song that you can think of, every Bad Boy song you think of from the 90s that has some kind of sample to it is an R&B song.
And all his music has samples to it.
I think more or less what he was saying was, we're not in R&B, they're not talking about the same things they were talking about in the 80s and 90s. And I just had this conversation with like it was like a mix of people, some old heads and some current people. And it's like when you think about the 70s, you think about the Isley Brothers and Earth, Wind and Fire or Maze and like how the love songs were. Then you think about the 80s, you know what I'm saying? You think about DeBarge, you think about Keith Sweat, you think about Levert. When you kind of get to I ain't gonna say our generation because this is the newer generation. When you kind of get to this newer generation now, bruh, they in the songs, they not talking about finessing and loving and all that.
There's no underlying, you don't have to, it's no more guessing. And I do miss that. So here's the things I miss. We had to throw out the missing. I miss interludes on albums.
True.
Some of the best interludes with Faith and like even P. Diddy, like I miss interludes because some of the interludes you want it to be a song.
But you know why the interludes are not here anymore? Because now it's different. They're not going out and buying the CDs. Now you can download the songs.
But that's still, I would still download an interlude. Like
interludes are not as important as they once were.
I know, no, and I get that. I totally I totally get that. But I feel like now that's why most albums are like 35 minutes, you know, versus albums, R&B albums back in the day was at least 45 to an hour.
So now, what's the last dope R&B album that you can think of? Like, for you, what's the last dope R&B album that you were just like, yo, there's no skips to this genre, like it was just rocking?
So
like,
anything old.
And so you don't see no artist right now putting out music where you're like, yo, I can just let this joint ride.
I like Snow. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right.
Yeah.
I could listen to her, and this is other guy that I've been vibing to. Oh, what's his name? I had to look on my phone. There are some, but not, I wouldn't be like, this is a bomb R&B, like, because I still listen to the people I like. Like I can still play music album. I can still play Joe albums and still enjoy them, you know?
So it's not that R&B is dead. It's that R&B is not giving the R&B that it used to.
It's not giving you that everlasting, like, I could listen to this.
What about 10 years from now? Timmy? Bro, Timmy had that joint, got that joint out with like, it's basically a wedding song.
Right, it's a good song. Don't get twisted. But are you gonna play it 10 years from now?
Yes. If I want some realness,
you gonna play the whole album 10 years from now, or you gonna play that song?
Well, his album is fire.
His album is fire. I listened to it.
But
and he's from Jersey. Shout out to Timmy. You know, we went to the same middle school. So
like you was just talking about Southern men. Like, come on, yo. Is it?
I didn't say I like them like that. I'm saying, like, you know, shout out. We went to the same middle
I think
school.
of Kevin Ross's album is amazing.
I love Kevin Ross, but his album not that long.
It was well, this one was an EP, I think.
He always got EPs. He hasn't had a whole album. And this is my qualm. Like, dang, when can I listen? You know, it's like I can't go on a ride to an album anymore.
You couldn't ride to Jasmine Sullivan's Hotels?
No, for me, no.
Oh, really? You didn't like it like that?
I liked it, but not, yeah, no. I'll skip some.
I'm trying to think of some other artists that, I mean, I get it. Cause like, but you know what? We were spoiled with like Confessions. And
that's what I'm saying. Like a real story. Like I love an album that also tells a story to a degree or has some type of hidden story underneath it. It doesn't necessarily have to be like this whole I love you, let's go get married and all that stuff. It doesn't necessarily have to be that. And it doesn't have to, you know, okay, if you want to be real and say what you want to do in the bedroom, fine. But I do miss the like
trying to look for something. Like,
because right now, so on my, just to throw this out there, on my Ride It Out, music is always going to be on my list because I can listen to it. But then I create playlists like car riding vibes. You know, I have Jasmine Sullivan, you know, Janae Aiko.
Kalani album is a joint you can ride.
Kalani album, you know, Mary's out. Well, Mary has been there. Oh, Samat, that's the guy. Go listen to him. Samat, I love it. I actually enjoy his voice.
So okay. So my question is, Silk Sonic is R&B.
Right, but soul, they're more, they kind of captured their stuff from that 80s vibe. So Silk Sonic to me is more like R&B soul, because they're going to be on those 65 plus radio station. Their songs are going to be on that like other rotation too.
What's the difference though? Ain't that's like the same thing though, right?
No, but what I'm saying is like, no, R&B and that soulful soul, like there's a difference between that young radio station R&B and then that like old school that my mother's going to listen to. That Silk Sonic is going to be on there because it gives them that old school vibe and they like, oh, I like this, you know, kind of thing. So it again, like I said, it's about evolving and it just depends on what your taste is, but it's not dead. It's just now it's a lot more avenues because there's those blurred lines between real R&B, which I don't know exists anymore, like that Confessions, Usher kind of R&B. I don't think that that's there as much as where we are today, and that, you know, that's where we are. So yeah. Okay. Yeah. I see. Sorry, we're having this music vibe, but yeah, but
we're to come back to it because that's a big subject. But speaking of artistry and things happening, so Diddy and JD actually agreed to go hit for hit in a versus style battle, but without verses. So the battle is going to happen in Atlanta. We're still actually waiting for I
would love to go, but I don't want to be in Atlanta.
How? What do you got against Atlanta?
I'm about to be racist, so I'm not gonna say it.
Go, Lord Jesus, Lord, what's wrong with it?
I like Atlanta, but Atlanta is overrated, and there's just so many.
Atlanta is not overrated. It's the current people who are inhabiting the city who are not there. And I grew up partially in Atlanta, so
I liked Atlanta when my mother first moved there, and that was back in like maybe 2001.
It was a different time. It was a different city. Anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
So Diddy and JD agreed to do a set in Atlanta, most likely at the Benz or at the Hawks Arena. But they wanted to change the format. So instead of battling and declaring a winner and loser, Jermaine Dupri suggested that they showcase the hits from both of their labels. So you're gonna get So Def and Bad Boy, the best of. So you're gonna get 112, Jagged Edge, Total, Escape, you know what I'm saying? Some Carl Thomas, like They were just basically
so
like,
ultimately they're having a concert.
Basically, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, let's get together like a Master P joint. You know what I'm saying? So
here's my question. So do you think it's wrong that they're not using verses? Because now they wouldn't have had the concept without verses coming up. So now I feel like you're kind of like crapping on Timbaland and Swiss Beats, because they would get money if y'all did the verses under them.
One, I don't think that's true, because this is something people were doing before the beginning of the time. Swiss Beats and Timbaland just put a name on it, with all due respect. Second, it's not their beef with verses, it's the issue with Triller. And Diddy actually came back and clarified his issue. So he said something I want to clarify. When me and JD were talking about verses, I mistakenly said verses instead of Triller.
Okay. So the beef is with Triller. That's my question. Like, is it like, we're not gonna do no verses, but we'll do our own thing? Okay.
Well, because essentially the issue with Triller is going to hinder verses, because now that no matter what, if verses makes that money, then Triller's going to make that money, and Triller's not trying to pay them. So a representative for Triller actually said, spoke out about the situation and the current legal situation with Swizz Beatz and Timbaland, and he said it was a legal shakedown, and that it's not a feud over Twitter. It's simply about earn out payments to Swizz and Tim. The representative said that Swizz and Tim have been paid over $50 million in cash and stock to date, and they stand to benefit even more. So it's one of those things where it's like, you kind of have to, it's like every time in Black culture we get something, we kill it, because we let other people infiltrate it. We sell some of it off, which I understand. I mean, of course, Jay-Z actually talked about that in the conversation with Kevin Hart. But we kill it, and we sell the soul of what makes what we're giving special. And I think right now, that's the issue. I miss when Versus was, when we were still basically in lockdown, when Versus was Jill Scott and Erykah Badu, like, getting on Twitter. And
I think it got commercialized, but we commercialize everything. Let's just be 100. Like, we will find a way to eventually commercialize it where it's no longer fun. Like even for now, like, I miss, like, now I don't get to see D Nice on Instagram as much, because when he go live, it's just to promote something he's doing, and sometimes it's like in the middle.
That's not true.
I mean, no, but I'm saying for me, like, when I catch him, it's in the middle of the day. I'll see he's live, and I'm not available in the middle of the day because I have a job now. I'm not sitting at home. But like, he still goes live on some weekends and stuff like that. I don't discredit. Well, I haven't seen it. Let's put it that way. I'm also not spending as much time on social media either, because, like, people have other things to do.
Well, if you have a phone, well, you don't answer your text messages either way. But if you have a phone, even if you're not on social media, the notification comes.
I don't. Those are off. That's done.
Okay, so then say that. Don't be out here.
No, but I'm saying sometimes I haven't really seen him as much as I used to see him, because he is doing in person, QC events.
Just say that you don't answer your phone, or that you ain't paid your phone bill.
Oh my gosh, that's a lie. Anyway, so go ahead.
I just want to say this: D Nice is amazing. I love what he's done for the culture. I love to see him getting his flowers right now. D Nice goes live on a consistent basis. Still, granted, he doesn't do it as much because we're not in lockdown, and he's taking CQ on the road. But if you have a chance to watch his Sunday, CQ Sunday worship.
Oh, it's always amazing.
Is life. Okay. So you like that, but
I watch Sunday. Yes.
You try to slander D Nice, so I'm not about to let that happen. It's not about to happen on my watch, Shakira. You know what I'm saying? You already tried to slander Beyonce when you keep out here.
I'm not doing this with you. All right.
Ain't nobody gonna break your soul either. You know what I'm saying? Like, why you treat us like this? This is your culture too. Huh? Why you treat us like this?
I'm not doing this.
You won't break my soul. You won't break our soul. We tell everybody, Shakira.
All right. And on that note,
you know what I'm saying? You say you do. I ain't go to the next subject. I'm tired of this. You will not keep slandering our culture, and you a part of it.
I'm not slandering. I'm not slandering. I like the United States.
Why she always slandering this Lord?
I'm not slandering. I was just saying that I don't.
Hold on, I'm
either way,
Lord,
whatever.
Lord, why she keep doing this? Is it because she was running the polls for George Bush? All right, I'll ask you later, Lord. Okay.
Help him, not me. Okay. All right, we are moving on. And the last question is, do you think Versus is dead? Because you asked that. So do we think Versus is dead? No.
I don't think Versus is dead, but it's life support.
Are we as excited about it?
No. Haven't been for a while.
So it's not dead, but we definitely not like, oh my God,
Versus got to get back to what it was essentially before. I think before it goes back, like people love the simplicity of it. It's like,
right.
It's like when cats be out here with the electronic turntables. We not, well, this is different because
the CDJs.
Like it's not that we don't like it, but like cats want to be out there on the block, on the stoop, listening to it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's different.
I mean, and you know, no disrespect to any DJs out there. No disrespect to any DJs out there. But when CDJs first came out, I was like, oh, that's cool, whatever. But at the same time, I used to be like, but does that mean that people can't really DJ with actual records? And this is just the easy version.
I think that was a bad comparison for me because I receive you taking it, and I'm not gonna let you disrespect this studio.
But you put it out there anyway. Moving on to our seasons and spices. Just little additives right now for culture gumbo. I can't talk right now. Mm-hmm. So did you know that you remember in the 90s, I believe it was the 90s, early 2000s, Candyman, the movie.
Okay.
Did you know that it was originally designed for a Black man to be Candyman?
A Black man was Candyman.
No, but he wasn't Black.
What Candyman did you see?
Wait, let me look that up because I thought he was white.
What? She just said Candyman was white.
Wait a minute.
I know, Lord. I know you don't watch Candyman, but what is she doing?
I watched Candyman, but Candyman it was years ago. Okay.
What are you saying?
Okay. So, well, then that changes my point. That changes, because I gotta look it up now.
Hold up, because you was hype.
Because I really thought he was Black. I mean, white.
You thought that Candyman was not Black? Have you never seen the movie Candyman?
Yeah, but I'm saying it was a really long time ago. Like, I can't tell you.
Tony Todd was Candyman.
I just looked it up.
Did you really just do that? Nah, yo. Nah.
So look, because the poster. Wait.
Oh my God. I'm so shocked at you right now.
You're right. Okay. He was. Okay. All right. Just take the black card. You could take the black card. I'm okay. I don't even care.
Yo, you were so excited. I want you to continue.
I was, because I thought he was right. I was like, oh my God. Like,
have you not seen the movie?
I have. Again, the movie is dumb old, A. B, I have a memory of like really tiny. My memory not that good at all. I'll be honest.
Forget a Black villain, like a scary Black man.
No,
she said Candyman was white.
Yep, I thought Candyman was white.
I'm in the room by myself talking to myself because I'm flabbergasted right now.
I really did. All right, never mind. All right.
No, go ahead and deliver your news though, because
it's no news. I'm moving on. All right, because that was my point.
Oh, this is gonna be. They are gonna eat you alive when this runs.
First of all, it's a really old movie. Give me some credit. But secondly,
they just did the second joint.
No, I didn't watch I didn't watch that. I didn't watch it. I didn't watch that. I'm talking about the one from
Let me
like,
guess.
you
You were
know, the
watching like
90s.
that. You were watching like Downton Abbey or something like that.
I do not watch Downtown Abbey, so shut up.
It's not
Anyway,
Downtown Abbey because it's Downton Abbey. Yo,
I thought
you
it was
need to
Downtown. All right, whatever.
get
Clearly.
it together. Yeah, she said Candyman was white, Lord.
All right, take the black card. No, for real,
Wow.
it's okay. I'm gonna get some laughs on this one. Whatever.
Oh,
Take the black card.
you know that this is gonna be the preview clip that runs. I love it. I love it. You be destroying me, yo. You think that's not about to be the clip that runs?
Oh, I hate you. Okay. All right. Well, next up. All right, whatever. Dr. Dre is working on the Marvin Gaye movie and has been for about 4 to 5 years with Jimmy Iovine and Alan Hughes. I'm thinking that this is probably going to ultimately be released in 2023, since now there's more talk about it, especially since they want to get the story right. What are your thoughts about this?
I'm excited for it. I'm excited, number one, because Dr. Dre is going to be he's probably going to make the greatest soundtrack that we've ever seen. So I was, reading about
The greatest. You got that right.
I don't know, because the Black Panther soundtrack was like that. But to hear the Deadline is going to be putting the biggest budget ever for African American music biopic. I know it's like supposed to be at least like 90 to 100 million behind it. Marvin Gaye's estate and Motown are behind it. I'm hearing that they're definitely greenlighting production for next year, but also the Hughes brothers are well, actually, I'm not saying the Hughes brothers. Alan Hughes actually said that he plans on using Marvin Gaye's voice in the depiction of his songs in the films, which is like even better. And I already know that the casting is going to be impeccable and crazy. So I'm excited by it. It's from what they're saying is that it's not only going to talk about how great his life and career was, but it's also going to talk about some of the demons that he had in his life. I know my mom is excited. My mom is a huge Marvin Gaye fan, so I came up with nothing but Marvin Gaye music as a shorty. But I'm excited for it. I love to see these type of things happen. I still want to get that Teddy Pendergrass biopic also.
Yes.
I think Tyrese was supposed to play him.
I think so too. Well, he mentioned that, right?
Tyrese
mentioned that.
Well, I think he got his blessing though.
I could see that.
So I'm excited to see that. I'm excited to see that happen. I know Marvin Gaye at one point they were talking about oh man, I can't remember the guy's name, but he's a popular Black actor. He's done musicals and everything, and he's gonna be. I think he would be perfect for the role. Oh no, I know it's Jesse Martin.
Okay.
I know that they were talking about it. At one point, they were saying Lenny Kravitz. So I don't know how. I mean, I like Lenny, but I don't know if Lenny will be right to play Marvin Gaye in a Marvin Gaye biopic.
I don't know about that either.
So I'm looking forward to it.
Me too. Marvin Gaye is one of my favorite artists. Really one of my favorite artists.
You tuned out for a moment there. I saw you.
I did.
You were still trying to catch up on that Candyman thing. I see you reading.
No, I was looking. Whatever. Anyway, Marvin Gaye is one of my favorite artists, and I am super excited, and I can't wait for this movie to come out.
Definitely.
And it'll be cool if Dr. Dre starts doing more biopics.
But in his recent interview, he said that that's the biggest, like the main thing he's going to be working on right now.
I mean, he's the king of just doing the sound and getting the right artist. So I could totally see that.
Would you, if you had to choose between him and Quincy Jones, who you take? I won't play
I
Quincy.
feel like you can't say that because they're two different generations. I would say Quincy first and then him. Like Quincy is Quincy. I mean, like I can't. No. But eventually, there'll have to be not another Quincy, but because I don't think there can be a replacement, but he will be next.
Okay. Finally wrapping up. So Capital One has severed ties. If you didn't get a chance to see this, they severed tie with the AI rapper FN Mika. Which
not Capital One, not the credit card company.
No, Capitol Records.
Okay, you just said Capital One. I thought you said Capital
I said Capitol Records.
I was like,
no, I was looking at my notes. My notes say Capitol Records, yo.
I just heard you say Capital One.
I don't think I said that. I'm gonna have to replay that. So Capital One, Capital Music. See, now you got me saying it. Capital Music Records. They've severed ties with the AI rapper after facing public backlash, literally like 24 to 48 hours after signing him. Now, if you're not familiar with FN Mecca, who looks completely ridiculous, he looks like
so freaking AI.
Tokyo.
I mean, have we gotten to that? Like, okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
We've gotten lazy.
Yeah. We don't want people anymore.
We've gotten lazy, is what it is. I don't even know much about who this person is. All I know is that it's a white guy behind it, and he's basically using this FN Mecca thing as a caricature. Like it's pretty ridiculous. So to see Capital One cut ties with him and they issued a public apology, they redirected all the money spent towards organizations supporting Black youth in the arts and towards marketing Black artists already signed with Capitol Records, which they should have been done. So, Shakira, what are your thoughts about that?
What the heck my thoughts are when it comes to freaking create what you want, create your own digital person in a meta universe that you could be anybody behind the camera, and then an actual record company said, let's sign them. What is going on in America is what I want to know.
2K Sports is about to drop a Be a Rapper 2K video game.
This is too much. It's so much that it's almost like, if we can't have robots run the country, we'll just make people stay robotic behind the computer, and we will eventually be just a bot nation. Like, we will no longer interact with each other. Everything will be via computer. We do that now, but I feel like in another 15, 20 years, maybe that's all it's going to be. Like, it's going to be nobody on the street because everybody is digital. Like, we're not barely going to see any cars because they're just going to be flying in the sky. You're not going to need to drive anywhere. I feel like, where are we going when we're going to have labels and rappers and gymnasts? Like, everybody's going to be virtual. Well,
the bigger issue to me is that Capitol Records knew they had all this money that they could have been given to Black artists, probably could have been given to R&B artists, to rap artists, and they were getting ready to give all this money to a fucking AI robot who's white to rap, say the N-word and do all this other stuff. And
the thing about it is, before they even there's so many processes in a record company. So even before you sign, like, they gotta watch them on the computer. They gotta hear the raps. It gotta go through like a chain of people, and then it's like, how much are we gonna offer this person? You guys were gonna offer this person that you've never met in person.
Big Dog already had a song called Florida Water.
They better off signing those two the two white guys with the dreads with the Jamaican
No, absolutely not.
At least we know they people.
It's literally brown sugar, Ren and 10. The
It
whole
is. It is. It's a 2022 Milli Vanilli white version. Well, one of them was, I think they both were kind of white. But anyway,
black.
No, but they were mixed. One of them was mixed.
Do you know you know black people are white, right? Because you just said Candy.
I said mixed. Okay. I said they had white in them. One of them. One of them did.
Let's
one of them did.
Wow, why are we bringing that? No. Let's wrap this up. So before we go, ladies and gentlemen, we always like to ask, what are you listening to? What are you watching? Shakira, what are you listening to? What are you watching?
Will makes me come across to be this just like
Big Dog, you are the one saying these things. What do you mean?
I don't like this depiction. Okay.
There's no depiction. I'm waiting on you. You no, bro, don't put that on me. Shakira, what are you watching? What are you listening to right now?
I've been trying to catch up on the Kevin Hart series. They've been really good. Like, I'm kind of paying attention to how people are interviewing. That's kind of my focus right now. Not that we have people we're interviewing yet, but soon. That is the goal, that we have that opportunity to be able to kind of pick other people's brains and hear their shenanigans instead of mine. So yeah,
because you've been there. I've been watching of course Rap Shit, which is really good. If you haven't been able to watch Rap Shit, is Issa Rae's new show. That's been good. There's a documentary on the LA Lakers dynasty. I feel like
I want to watch that. I seen that the other day and I was like, oh, I want to watch it, even though I'm not even into sports, and I want to watch it.
I feel like it's an answer to Winning Time, which Winning Time is super popular. And when you're watching it, you can't help but like compare the real people to the people who are playing them, which is hilarious.
Right.
And I just watched Kevin Hart and Mark Wahlberg's movie Me Time.
Okay, was it good? Oh, speaking of not good,
it was. I didn't say it was. I didn't say it was bad. I didn't say it was good. I just said I watched it.
We'll always want to be on the fence. They don't like to call it like we call it, but I do.
Oh, what I'm listening to, I don't know if you heard it because it just dropped at midnight last night. Jay-Z dropped an incredible verse on DJ Khaled's album on a song called God.
God did it. Yeah, I heard it. I heard it before it dropped because they was playing it on social media.
Yeah, it's popping. I want to hear the actual song because I don't be pirating my stuff. So
what do I want to say? I watched Jamie Foxx and I forgot her name. His new thing on Netflix.
The zombie joint.
Day Shift. Stupid.
Oh, really?
It was stupid. Like,
I heard a lot of people really liked it.
Oh, well, kudos to them. It wasn't I like scary movies, and this was just like not it at all. So I don't know if it was intentional not to be, like if it was just like supposed to be a little funny. It wasn't. It was one of those movies that you're like bored on a Sunday and you just turn it on to watch it. So it wasn't bad. I like Jamie Foxx. I just not a movie you would definitely want to go see. And I don't know. It just you tell me. But it was something to watch, and it was like I was into all the whole zombie thing and all that. And Snoop is in it. So Snoop always, I was like, he doesn't accept any roles where he can't be a gangster. So I love that about him, because I thought about how just his whole brand and career is based off of just who he is authentically. Right. And I absolutely love that. And I was like, that's my ultimate goal, despite not, taking my black card away. Other than that, it away yet. You might at some point. One of these shows is definitely going to be a black card taken away. But you know, I was like, ultimately, that would be my goal, like to be in different arenas, but have the opportunity to just be me no matter what I'm doing.
That's my goal. That's the aspiration. I like everyone knows I love Regis Philbin. I want to be Regis Philbin. I love the fact that he went into every arena and he was himself. Snoop actually has a brand new cereal called Snoop Loops.
Snoop has everything. He's a brand for real.
He got a children's show now.
I'm happy for Snoop.
That's awesome. Snoop really went from it ain't no fun if the homies can't have none to yo, come and eat this breakfast cereal, you bitch.
Yeah, that Martha Stewart cooking. I mean, like
yeah, Snoop real one. So that's pretty dope. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for sticking out with us in another crazy, amazing show. We learned a lot today. We learned Kira didn't see Candyman and thought Candyman.
No, now I feel like though I'm gonna make it my weekend. I'm gonna find it online and just watch.
I think you should do that. I think you should.
I'm gonna watch it because I really thought it was white. Yeah. I haven't seen it in a long time though. I mean, give me credit. I haven't seen it in a long time, but I understand how y'all feel about your black superheroes, and so
Candyman wasn't a superhero.
Or action.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that being said, thank you for tuning in to another amazing episode of the Gumbo. As always, keep the main thing, and y'all pray for Shakira, Lord. Y'all pray for her, because I don't know what is going on today in this episode. Thank you for being with us.
Oh, thank you for joining us. Y'all
an amazing weekend, and we will see you all next week.
Peace.